In life, it is important for us to learn how to go with the flow. I love that phrase, to go with the flow. Many times we struggle with life. We do not like where life is taking us. Sometimes we're in a job we don't like. Sometimes we get an assignment. Boss comes in and says, here's your new assignment, and you hate it, right? Or you are trying to find a new home and you have to settle and not get, you're looking for 10 things in a home and you only find 7. And you're frustrated because with the amount of money that you want to spend, you can only get this type of house. We all have to learn to go with the flow. Not everything around us can be perfect. We need to do our best. We need to work as hard as we can, as smart as we can, so we can get the right assignments that we want. But sometimes it just doesn't happen. Sometimes the opportunity doesn't exist or the company is not ready. And that's okay. We have to learn to go with the flow and say, okay, this is where life is taking me. Let me respect that. Right? Sometimes you fall in love, but you don't get that love back. And you're so unhappy and you're in misery because you're saying, okay, why can't I find love? I am such a nice person, but I'm not able to find love. It's okay. Go with the flow and see where it leads you. When we resist what life is doing to us, guess what happens? We become more unhappy. If you say, I'm going to go with the flow and this is not the perfect situation for me, or this is not the most, whether it's perfect or not depends on perspective and it depends on time. Only time can tell you whether it's perfect or not. But you say, I do not like this situation. I wish I was in a different situation. I wish I was in a different city. I wish I was living in a different home. I wish I was living somewhere else, right? I wish I was doing some other job. Now take actions to fulfill your desires. Absolutely. But while you're in the situation, sometimes it's okay to go with the flow. Right? And reduce the pressure on yourself. You say, okay, this is the situation, and I'm going to go with the flow. I'm going to accept how things are, and then work on changing them, but I'm not going to make myself unhappy every day, trying to fight what is happening right now. I will respect what life is, I will respect the direction in which life is taking me and go with the flow. Now, we have heard all about entrepreneurs who hear a no 900 times before then finally somebody says, okay, I will accept your product or I will fund your company. And so if we look at that situation and you say, okay, well, if going with the flow for them would have meant stop after the 50th no and give up on their dreams, and then their life would have changed and never would have achieved success. And that is a that is a valid point. Sometimes in life we have to try hard and work at things, even though it feels as if we're going against the flow of life. But sometimes it's clear that there is a situation where you cannot do anything about. And you've tried your level best, and then you say, okay, let me go with the flow for some time and see where this leads me. And if you allow yourself to step down and to lower your resistance, then you might open yourself up to new opportunities. Now, in the case of that entrepreneur, it's very important to understand is if the entrepreneur was chasing his or her dream only because They wanted money, they wanted success, but it was not something that was deep within them, right? We hear about people like Einstein, we hear people like Edison. All these people tried very hard, but was coming from within, deep within. It was coming from deep within them. And they were in harmony with themselves. If you're in harmony with yourself and you're not finding success, then apply yourself. But sometimes you might get more success if you understand where things are flowing to. If possible, at least consider going with the flow and see where life might take you. It will allow certainly for you to be more at peace. You say, this is not the ideal situation, but I will go with the flow and I will work with life. It might help relieve the pressure on you and help you find peace. Thank you for listening. I, the soul, honor you, the soul. At your core, you are peace. Be who you are. Be peace. Be peace.